Welcome you to tonight's presentation. My name is Susan Tumhaire, and I'm sitting in for Mr. Mhomza Justus, my partner, and I'll be hosting this meeting tonight. And I would like to very, very proudly say that we are very privileged to host Dr. ESEZA NAMBASI all the way from Durban, South Africa. Personally, this is a little testimony for me. The first time that I listened to Dr. Nambasi, I was using some of the products, some of the New Life products, especially the cleaning products. And then after listening to her talk and her own testimony, I made a decision to change all my cleaning products to the New Life cleaning products. And hopefully this is going to happen for you as well. Dr. ESEZA NAMBASI is a medical doctor. So when she speaks about health, she's speaking with authority and with experience with training. So it's not just a talk, it is actually a talk from learnings and trainings and experience. And I hope that we can benefit from that and that we can change our practice and our businesses, improve our businesses, improve the way we present to our prospects, and also improve or get encouraged to use the products with much more confidence. So we shall have the presentation from Dr. ESEZA now. And then we thought that it would be a good opportunity as well to allow members to ask questions or make comments towards the end, so that if you've been having a burning question or you have a question from the presentation that she makes tonight, then you'll have an opportunity to ask. So her presentation is going to be relatively shorter this time round to allow for people to ask questions and make. So we're really privileged to have you, Dr. ESEZA, and we thank you for always making the time to be with us. I will now hand over to you to take us through your presentation. Thank you.
Okay, I hope you can. And I hope the network holds. This is rush hour, so network seems to fluctuate at this time. And I'll put up a slideshow. I first want to introduce myself again. Yes, I'm a very, very passionate New Life user, distributor, and team builder. I just love the concept. It makes absolute sense to me. And when I was first shown it, indeed, I chose to do what I have always been thought of as being a little crazy. I threw out all the cleaning products I had bought from the store, from the usual groceries. I literally collected all of them in a box and put them outside my house. And then I proceeded to look at the catalog and to see what I could replace over and above what I had got in my starter kit. Why did I do that? Well, as my kids were growing, I was seeing them manifest all sorts of, childhood normal manifestations, and things like skin rashes, things like itchy eyes and scratchy noses and irritability and all that. And I thought to myself, hey, what if these symptoms are because of something that I am bringing into the house? Already, I must confess, there were some things I detested with such a passion. All the scouring, the powders, and all the spraying polishes and all that. I just didn't like them. Something within me told me, there's something wrong here. Anyway, so when we attended the presentation and the presenter said, these ones are, and he described them, and I will describe them as we go along. Yes, so I am a mother, I'm a grandmother. Right now I have the utmost pleasure of having my two grandchildren here with me in Durban. I went and fetched them from Cape Town, so I had a wonderful week in Cape Town. I'm also a medical doctor. I'm practicing less and less, but yeah, that is my training. So now I need to ask this question. What is the missing piece of the puzzle? Because we have a lot of people complaining, I am tired. And in fact, I am sick and tired of being sick and tired. So what is the missing piece of the puzzle? One must ask. And so I thought I would just quickly describe disease. And I just hope that the panel is not interfering too much with the slideshow. Okay, so I want to explain dis-ease or disease as we know that word. And I've said it's making it as simple as possible. What we need in our bodies is to be able to metabolize carbohydrates. Why? Because it impacts the way we get energy and the way we balance our blood sugar. And then we need to be able to use essential fats and essential fatty acids properly, because they're so important in our immune regulation and how the body handles inflammation, pro and anti-inflammatory states and immune regulation. And then we need to be able to detoxify our cells. And again, that is because it impacts on heavy metals, whether they stay within our bodies and settle in the fatty tissues, such as the brain and the bone marrow, and how they will later, as we grow older, impact us in causing diseases, such as oxidative damage. That is the way diseases happen. Diseases, serious ones like cancer even. So with that in our mind, chronic inflammation is when the body doesn't switch off an inflammatory response. Inflammation is important. It isn't always bad. For example, you cut your finger, there will be inflammation, but it has to come to an end when the healing process has happened or is happening. It has to be controlled. But now, chronic inflammation is when there is a cause for that ongoing, under the radar, simmering inflammation. And maybe that's what I intuitively felt was happening each time I went to the store and came back home with all sorts of things to clean the house. I felt I was introducing a source of chronic inflammation. Anyway, so you have things like memory loss and cognitive decline. It doesn't happen in the beginning, it happens later. Now we are seeing a lot of young children, as in teenagers and young adults, who are manifesting memory loss and cognitive decline. Okay, increased cardiovascular risk, abnormal growth of healthy cells. Many people have just called that cancer or malignancy, but yes, abnormal growth of healthy cells. Another example is fibroids. Those are not cancerous, but they're so common. And many people have wondered, why are women getting fibroids? But nobody stops to ask, what is happening in my environment that might be leading to these fibroids? For the men, prostate enlargement as they grow older, okay? Then compromised digestive function, loss of muscle tone, weight gain, accelerated skin aging. And I just want to pause on that one and say, you can look at somebody's skin and have a pretty good idea what is going on the inside. And we start wondering about blood pressure problems, about chronic fatigue. And you can just see what is happening just by looking at the skin. Okay, so we need to become good at these things. And then joint pains and loss of mobility. So I've spent a bit of time on that one, but the root cause, as I pointed out, is inflammation. And this little picture, this little squiggle is just to show that things come from the outside, irritate, and then cause a problem that if it isn't managed by the body due to an inefficient system, immune system, becomes chronic inflammation. So everything starts at a cellular level. That's what I love about what we learn in Neolife, that we begin at a cellular level, and within the cells are these little organelles, as we call them, called mitochondria. Very, very important. That's where energy is produced. And mitochondria even have DNA. In other words, they have genetic material that will be passed on to the next genes. Mitochondria, as I've said, produce the energy. So here's a little cartoon to show you exactly what. But if there is toxicity, those mitochondria start malfunctioning, or the function is not good. So, you know, a lot of modern thinking today is that virtually all disease processes are as a result of failing mitochondria. Okay, so let's carry on. So I ask again, are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? And what is the missing piece of the puzzle? So I want us, after this presentation, not to keep it a secret any longer. And one of the secrets is that your life does not get better by chance. It actually gets better by change. So you might begin to understand why I was radical about changing. In Neolife, we are privileged to have our products all based in nature and backed by science. We have a scientific advisory board whose founder member, Dr. Arthur First, was a top toxicologist and a top pharmacologist. He was a cancer researcher. That was his career into researching cancer. And he drew one very important conclusion, that a lot of cancers are as a result of our day-to-day toxic exposures, as well as lack of certain nutrients. So from him, I have learned to encapsulate our disease processes into those two factors. We are either burdened by too many toxins, in fact, not either, but and. We are burdened by too many toxins, and we are malnourished, lacking certain nutrients. So yes, in your life, we are taught that as regards nutrition, start with core nutrition. Those are foundation products. Add some targeted solutions for specific health needs. That is when it comes to nutrition, but I want to apply the same principle to cleaning products. Let me just talk about the core nutrition. That is it. We have Pro Vitality and a shake, very, very important. Pro Vitality looks like that. All of us would be familiar with TRINN, absolutely core. And then you add the fruits and vegetables. So grain oils, fruits and vegetables. Then you add some fish, omega-3. Neolife omega-3 is spectacular in that it is the only one on the market that is complete with all 8 omega-3 molecules. And then we have vitamins and minerals. So I always say, when you're having a meal, you want to have Your staple, you want to have your fruits and vegetables, you want to have a source of protein called fish, and some salt and pepper, right? So that is our core nutrition. Then you can get targeted solutions, such as a detox program. We are praying that it will become totally complete again. But yes, we have detoxification, which is important. Now, let's apply that to our cleaning systems as well. All right. So we have our core cleaning products. That's what I like to call these. But you can add to them a fourth one or a fifth one. But why is it important? And now this is where I was so fascinated that all those other products have chemicals and have antimicrobial elements that can leave residues, let's say on your plates or in your cups, in your dishes, and those will begin to cause problems. And you can't even begin to estimate the degree to which they cause problems. But if I were to tell you that with the gut, there lies between 70 and 90% of your entire immune system. It resides in the gut. In the gut is where a lot of your hormones are created. Things like estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, melatonin, all those are created in the gut. Now, you begin to understand that we are seeing disease processes because primarily we have over the years destroyed our gut and the residents within the gut. We have lots of bacteria that are supposed to live there happily, but if the chemicals that we're putting in the gut are disabling those bacteria, then the bacteria can't create all those things that we want them to create for us, including some vitamins like vitamin K and some vitamin B. They're all made thanks to those bacteria and a healthy gut. So can you see that it is important to change to free rinsing, non-toxic, 100% biodegradable products? LDC is a winner. I love this product because it is so versatile. You can use it for virtually everything in your house. What it does, it breaks down grease, horrible grease that you are battling to clean off. It emulsifies dirts and oil, or dirt and oils. It also is of a neutral pH. It is coconut oil based, and it doesn't irritate the skin. So you can bath with it. You can even put a few drops on your toothbrush, dilute it, and brush your teeth. You can foam it up and shave with it for the men. You wash your dishes, it won't leave residues that will create havoc in your gut. You can, after washing whatever you have washed with it, pour it out into the garden. It will not kill your plants. You can wash delicate fabrics. You can do so much. So, sticking to our concept of core products, that is what I call absolute must in any home. Those three, if you can just manage those three. Now, New Life has so kindly made them into concentrates so that you buy that 1 liter and you dilute it. For example, Super 10, 1 liter will give you a good 11 liters of usable product, with the result that you stop wasting a lot of money and a lot of time as well. LDC, I use LDC, back to the gut story, to wash my rice. And this comes from a story that I had from a patient I saw some years ago. You know, he came in limping, in severe pain. He had nerve pain, joint pain, everything was wrong. So I asked him, as we were taught in medical school to get a good history, I asked this man, do you work in an environment where there are lots of chemicals? He said, yeah, I work at the harbor. And I asked, what specifically do you do at the harbor? And he told me he unloads merchandise from overseas. And he said very specifically, it is rice. And I said to him, tell me about that rice. What do you do after you have loaded it off the ships? He just looked at me and said, Doc, if you know what is good for you, you will never eat rice again. And from that day, I began to wash my rice. And each time I wash rice, I am shocked at what comes off. And I put a few drops of LDC and wash it off. And there is an oily liquid that comes off the rice with some sedimentation. Now, what I learned from that patient of mine was that they spray a lot of glyphosate onto rice in storage. And then when they package it and sell it to us, if you're not washing it, you're eating a lot of glyphosate and other chemicals that are destroying your microbiome, your normal bacteria in your gut. And then we turn around and say, but why is everybody feeling unwell? Or why are people gaining a lot of weight that they can't get rid of? Or why are people's livers not working as efficiently anymore? Okay, so there is more to it than just what we are eating. There is also what we are accidentally ingesting without knowing. So back to our core products. This for me is, I have a few others that I might show you, but in my house, I cannot function without LDC, Super 10, Care, and G1. G1 is a laundry compound. A 2 kilo bag of G1 laundry will give you over 150 machine washes. It is also great for hand wash. So what I do, I put a little bit in yes.
Did you stop the recording? Okay,
No,
okay, it's fine now. It's all right now.
okay.
Okay, please go ahead.
Beyond what we have for laundry, let me just introduce to you, you might not have it in your market necessarily, but it is available, oxygen bleach. Let me tell the story of why Neolife has chosen to use oxygen, the most one of the most abundant gases. Well, the nitrogen is more abundant, but oxygen, we breathe it, we use it. It's also a powerful oxidizing agent. In other words, it can bleach. Unlike chlorine, which goes beyond bleaching and does real damage to our cells and therefore our energy producing bits called the mitochondria. So we don't use chlorine, which is very damaging. And since the advent of chlorine in use, a lot of people's heart and blood vessel health deteriorated. There is actually a linear correlation, not necessarily causation, but correlation between the use of chlorine and heart and blood vessel diseases, cardiovascular diseases. Isn't that fascinating? So we use oxygen and it is very safe and totally non-toxic. Yes, so this is what I've just shown you. I'll move on. Care. and LDC are designed to destroy a wide variety of germs. Have a little bottle. When you go to, for example, a public toilet that looks dodgy, you can clean it. Now, about care, during those times that we were having to disinfect our hands, that's when I really became very intentional about carrying some in my handbag. As you can see, for household grade, 1 in 50. So one bottle will make you 51 liters of usable product. Hospital grade, it is 1 in 10. 1 in 10, and you get a hospital grade disinfectant. That is totally amazing, in my opinion. A very good product. Other products, we have Carpet Glow, we have polishes, we have a perfect wash and wax car shampoo. One little bottle of 500 mils will give you 100 washes. All you need is 5 mil. We also have something for the garden and for increasing yields. It's called Super Grow. It is classified as one of the home care products. Now, I have a question for you as far as skincare products are concerned. What are you using as your deodorant? And if you are using something that you're buying over the counter, how sure are you that it is non-toxic? Okay, because we know them contain aluminum, which is linked to breast cancer and Alzheimer's, contain parabens, contain all sorts of other things, hormone-disrupting things like phthalates. They contain this banned product in many European countries called triclosan, but in many other countries, you will find triclosan even in dishwashing liquid, okay? So back to our scientists, they have clinically tested and make sure that what we get to use on our skin, and I've put it together with the home care and personal care, are safe for us to use. The pH balance, Nutrients Organic is 100% organic. We have aloe vera. Now, I just want to tell you one of the uses of aloe vera for me, this tube of aloe vera. It lasts a very long time, but I stopped buying deodorant. I put a little bit on my palm of my hand, rub it in, and put it under my armpit. It is so effective, so effective. But I am sure that I am not introducing toxins into my system. We have a bath oil called Body Love. We have hair products, shampoo and conditioner, 2 types of shampoo and a conditioner. And then I've already shown you Nutrients Organic for all skin types. There are 2 of some of the products. And then we have this amazing rejuvenating cream, which defies the aging process. It has in it nutrients. Instead of chemical sun protection factor, they have put actual natural nutrients that work as antioxidants and sun protection factor. So that is the secret to a glowing skin. You start inside and on top, and you make sure that you have a good skin. Now, just an aside, poor blood sugar control affects the skin. And this is how I want you to remember it. Remember the acronym AGE, okay? Advanced glycation end products cause aging to the skin. That is what out of control sugars, proteins, and fats do to the skin, which is visible on top, but it also is busy happening on the inside. So that is something to remember. So the next time you pick up a piece of food which is made out of the wrong kinds of oils and fats and is over processed, just ask yourself, whether you will regret this the next time you look in the mirror. Because I wanted to bring it up. A lot of people are spending a lot of money on skincare without remembering that we need to think more broadly, not just what we apply, but what we clean with and what we eat as well. So somebody so nicely put it and said, how you love yourself is how you teach others to love you. And to that I say, as long as you remember that God has given us all the good things that we need, the sunshine, the good water, we need to rest and get good quality sleep, fresh air, good diet, we need to exercise. We need to get out there and tell people that, yes, lifestyle change is critical. I've spent the last almost 40, 50 years trying to point this out, that there is no quick fix. And I see the brunt of it as a clinician. Together, we can make a big difference. Let's go out there and make that difference. Thank you. I promise it will be short so we can have a chat if you would like to.
Thank you so much, Dr. ESEZA. It is amazing how much we learn every single time that we get an opportunity to listen to you. I'm really amazed by the more lessons that I've learned today. For example, using aloe vera gel as deodorant. That is something that I did not know, which I'm definitely going to do, because I have aloe vera gel, but I always leave it for injury, for burns, for blisters, and all of that. So that is going to now replace my deodorant. I'm very grateful for that. And then I also always add sunscreen on top of my rejuvenating cream. I didn't know that it also has the sunscreen element. So that is also something that I've learned today. And also washing rice. I don't know how many of us on the call have actually been eating and washed rice, and washing it with LDC, just putting a drop of LDC into the water that you're using to wash, and then rinse out, and then you know that you're eating something healthier than what it was before. So there we are, always an opportunity to learn, and I believe that all of us have gotten challenged for one reason or another. So I would like us to now go into, before I open up the platform for people to ask, I should probably have asked the first question. As we continue to consider replacing the products that we have in our homes for the more natural, more healthier options, there's always been we usually talk about using LDC as toothpaste. Is it possible to actually use it exclusively, just on its own, without adding any other, or would you need to add, ordinary toothpaste and then add LDC? Thank you.
I think that's a choice that you can decide on. A lot of people are unhappy by the fact that ordinary toothpastes have fluoride, which is a known nerve toxin. But I hope nobody is eating a lot of toothpaste and swallowing it. But yeah, there's always that concern. So a lot of fluoride-free toothpastes have come onto the market lately. So I use very, very little, and sometimes I just use LDC. I have a foaming bottle, so I use the foam of the LDC as a man would use for shaving. And it is very, very effective. I find it effective. So I sort of don't use ordinary toothpaste exclusively. I mix it up with LDC.
All right.
But
thank you.
You give me your opinion, or somebody else with an opinion.
Absolutely. Thank you. So Please, if you want to ask a question or make a comment, or like Dr. ESEZA said, if you have an opinion regarding the use of LDC, please, you can unmute yourself, you can put your hand up, you can comment in the comment section. Let's utilize this opportunity to get as much information as we can. So ladies and gentlemen, the floor is open for anybody now to ask a question or make a comment.